I mean, that just goes to show how mentally tough he is. I mean, it's just, you know, Dex is a guy who he's not gonna tell you here unless you really ask him. You know what I mean? And to see the way he performed last year, with just the injuries and things he had to battle through. I mean, it's really a type of amazing, you know. And that ain't just coming from me. Ask some of the doctors or whatever. They'll really tell you. You know what I mean? So it's just really amazing. But it didn't really faze me because I know what type of guy he is. He's the type of guy where he feel like he can push through anything. You know what I mean? So. You know, it's amazing at the same time, but I wasn't really surprised by seeing him play through that.
What are you expecting from him this year now that he's maybe as healthy as he's been since he got here?
Big things, you know, and just the same thing that I expect from him every year, just to go out there and dominate, have a great year. You know, he's a guy that's as talented as anybody I've ever seen, so he really can. There's not much you can't really ask him to do. You know, there's nothing that really overwhelms him as far as anything dealing with the football field. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you got to go out there and prove it, and he knows that. So regardless of the fact that whatever he can do, it's about going out there and do it. And I feel like he's going to be ready to do so.
How competitive are you guys as a defensive line? Like he was saying, pretty much everything you do, you guys are pretty competitive with each other.
I mean, y'all saw practice today. I mean, it's very competitive right there. I mean, that's just kind of the culture, you know what I mean? If you, regardless of how talented you are, how much hype you got, you know, the guys out there in front of you, they're trying to expose you. So, you know, at the end of the day, we just take that with a grain of salt, and we know there's some games, some teams last year, and we understand that this year, because of all the hype, every team is going to try to give us their best shot. So, I mean, it's just the competitive edge of just how we are as a group, you know what I mean? So we take that with a grain of salt, and we take pride in our performance. So that's just the biggest thing.
Just to you, Huggins said that Xavier Thomas has the quickest first step he's seen since Kevin died. You take exception to that?
No comment. No comment.
Talk about Justin Foster and what he's developed as out there at the end since he's gotten the spring.
That guy right there, it's been quite amazing to see just his development. Just see where, because coming out of high school, he played linebacker all through high school. So to see him come and play defensive end has been really, really big, you know. Just see how well he's learned all the different schemes. I knew as far as learning, it wasn't going to be that much of a hassle for him as far as learning the different schemes, different plays, but seeing him come in and learn the techniques of playing the position, because he played linebacker his whole life, so it's been really, really important to see. And he still has some things he wants to get better at, which is big because he hasn't stopped learning, even though he's had some success on the field. So, I mean, it's going to be great to see, you know, the finished product come game day.
Is it fun watching that quarterback competition from across the line of scrimmage?
I don't really, I mean, to be honest with you, we don't really even notice in practice. You know, it don't really matter who back there. We're just trying to get them. You know what I mean? But that don't really matter. You know, we're just trying to get them. But I mean, you definitely, when you in there, you just look back there and you see the different tendencies of the different guys. But I mean, yeah, I mean, they've been out there battling all day. I mean, and it's been a great rotation of quarterbacks, whether it's Chase in there, whether it's Trevor, whether it's Kelly, whether it's Ben, whether it's Ben in there. So, I mean, it's been really, really good just to see all of them get reps.
You guys have a bit of a reputation for being hard on the freshmen on the other side of the ball. Have you given Trevor a good old-fashioned, like, really talking some smack, and how does he respond to that?
I wouldn't say it's hard. They take it as hard. I would just say it's loving. I say it's more so just caring about them. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Not many
Does he
people,
love you back?
They definitely do. They better.
Do they care about?
You know what I mean? They can go anywhere else. They can go some other place, and guys wouldn't really care what their performance is unless they play good. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, that's just how it is. You know, we want the best for each other. Whether we feel like getting the best out of somebody is to getting on them real bad or just giving them some love at the same time, you know, that's just how it is. But I mean, we all got good relationships. That's the reason why we feel like when they say we be hard on them, we can do that because they know we care about the person first. So I mean, that's just how it is, I guess.
You've been around Kelly for a long time, but has there been a moment with Trevor and with Chase where you've kind of gone, wow, either in the spring or in the fall?
Oh yeah, I mean, all of them have shown like great flashes. I mean, obviously, you know, Chase is just a gunslinger, and a guy who kind of just goes out there and plays. You know, he's not really worried about anything. You know, doesn't really get frustrated or get, you know, intimidated or get frustrated or clustered, you know, by different pressures that you bring at him. Trevor, obviously, is very, very, very talented guy, has a very strong arm, and he's a gamer, you know what I mean? He go out there and just kind of flow with it. Doesn't really get frustrated, kind of just a cool, laid-back type demeanor. And then Kelly, you know what I mean? He's just like a playmaker at the same time. Can really beat you in many different ways. I mean, all those guys show you flashes were like, dang, like, you know, it's so crazy that we have a competition because either three of these guys can play anywhere in the country and start anywhere. So,
how appealing is it for these starting defensive linemen to be fresh late in games? I guess the idea being that the depth is good enough where you aren't having to play 60 seconds.
I mean, that's always good. You know, we always take a look back at Kevin Dodd and Shaq Lawson. I mean, those guys, they played 80 snaps a game, and by the time they got to the national championship game against Alabama, I mean, they were beat up real bad. I mean, people don't really understand the type of injuries that they fought through just to get ready for game day, the type of treatment they had to go through just to get ready for game day. But I mean, that's kind of just the culture that we built here. You know, the way the 2014 D had it set up, they could rotate guys in just like that and want no drop off. So, I mean, that's kind of how we want our culture to be now. So, I mean, I feel like we had the guys to do it. We just got to make these jumps these next couple of weeks in camp. So.
You know, you guys, 4 of you on the cover of Sports Illustrated, obviously a ton of hype. When you all decided to come back, I mean, you knew that the hype was going to be coming. I know it's not your favorite thing in the world, but is it something that you there's part of you just kind of has to embrace it and be like, all right, let's see what we can do?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, you understand that, you know what I mean? But you understand it's going to bring a lot of hype, bring a lot of attention to yourself, which I can't really be like, dang, I wasn't expecting this, but at the same time, don't mean I can't get annoyed by it. You know what I mean? But you know, it's taken with a grain of salt. You know, I'm just blessed that we've had success in the past years that people would think so highly of us, and hopefully, that won't really matter come game day. We just go out there and focus on the goals we set for ourselves, and hopefully it'll overexceed anybody's expectation that they have for us.
Do you feel like you can use a little bit to get your personality out to them? Before you guys are beyond being really good players, and then there's a reason we always want to talk to you. You're pretty entertaining. Does that is there a part of you that's like, well, this is an opportunity to kind of show who I am?
Oh yeah, I mean, always just trying to show who you are, but I mean, we're not trying to put on for no camera. That's just who we are. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact, we just guys, and that's just who we are. We just crazy, I guess, kind of we just funny, whatever, or we just being ourselves, and people they just enjoy seeing that, or they just enjoy seeing people our size do that type of stuff.
Can't help being so likable.
I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say I'm just the greatest person ever, and people just assume it like that. But I mean, I guess people just attracted to us for some reason because we've had success on the field, and I guess we're just good people off of it.
So is Thomas' first step pretty good, would you say?
Oh yeah, that's really quick. He's really quick.
Just not as good.
It's debatable. It's debatable. You know what I mean? As always, game film is always what really matters. Practice is good, but game film is always what really matters.
Trevor's mobility has sort of been underplayed a little bit. I know you guys have gotten to see some of it out on the field. What was he like as a running quarterback?
He's he's just not so much as a guy who just like make you miss. Trevor's more so of a guy who can, escape the pocket, but still, keeps his eyes down the field. That's what I would say. He's kind of throwing on the run. That's what I would say. Not so much as a guy who's going to try to, shake and bake you, get down the field like a Michael Vick type, but more so just escape the pocket, but still looking down the field for the receiver. So that's something that I like about him.
I guess we try to get him to go to